Welcome to Exploring Temecula. Today we're talking about the pros and cons of buying a home in Temecula. I might be a little biased. I do live here and I do absolutely love this city, but I'm going to try and be as fair as possible. I'm going to point out, definitely the pros, but I'm also going to give some cons. Hopefully this video will give you guys an idea of whether or not you might want to move or think of moving here. Again, I love this city. It's an awesome place to live. Make sure you subscribe down below. We do a ton of videos on Temecula and the surrounding area. I'm also a real estate broker here in Temecula, so if you have any questions about anything regarding any home related question, please look in the description. I will put my phone number and my email address. Contact me anytime. So number one in regards to pros about Temecula is affordability. If you compare Temecula to many other cities across Southern California, it's definitely affordable. We've got some of the most beautiful neighborhoods with the lowest price homes around, so I can guarantee you that what you're getting for your money is going to be much more than many other areas of Southern California. Okay, number two, I'm going to lump these two together. It's schools and safety. Number one, schools. Just look online, Google them. Consistent ratings of 8 to 10 in regards to environment, test scores. And if you compare Temecula schools to the state, we're definitely in the top 20% for sure. Regards to safety, again, just from my personal experience, I've lived in many different places in Southern California. No problem walking around in Temecula at night. You're not going to see the homeless population that you do in a lot of other cities. And with that, you're not going to get the petty theft, that you see in other cities. So both of those things are actually really different in regards to a lot of other areas in Southern California. Okay, so number three are the actual communities in Temecula. You're going to be hard pressed to find any community that isn't somewhere that you would want to live. They're all beautiful. For the most part, they're kept up and they're quiet. Every time you drive into a lot of these communities in Temecula, you're going to notice one thing, and that is you go from a really busy area 2 miles or 1 mile away into a community where it's quiet, you feel like you have your own space and you're not all stressed out. Okay, so number four, I think, weather. For the most part, the weather here in Temecula is awesome. I love it. The sun is always shining. We do get some rain in December, January. The temperature, I would say on average, is, let's call it 65 to 85. And as you get through the winter months, December, January, February, then March, you're actually wanting it to warm up because it does get pretty cool here in the mornings. So even when it does warm up and you're getting those 95 to 105 degree temperatures, for the first 2 or 3 months, you don't even mind it. You've got pool weather, you've got barbecue weather. So it's really only maybe September when I start thinking, oh, let's cool it down, let's cool it down. So again, the weather here in Temecula is great. Next, we have medical facilities, and thankfully I don't know a lot about this, but from what people tell me, they're very good. So if you're someone that does need hospitals or treatments regularly, Temecula and Murrieta might be areas that you want to check out. Okay, finally I wanted to talk about buying a home in Temecula. I feel that this city has not even come close to hitting its peak potential, and I'll explain this. Number one, if you take any other city in Southern California and you name what the amenities and what the city has to offer, I mean, nothing really even comes close to Temecula. The proximity to everything Temecula has. We have a casino, we have wineries, we have every type of restaurant you could ever want. We have tons of golf courses. So really, this city has something for absolutely anybody. The last thing I really wanted to talk about, and why I think Temecula homes are really going to go up in value in the future, is wine country. If you ask the general person, where do you go to wine taste? It's California. Everybody knows that. Napa, Sonoma. Nobody really talks about Temecula, but I think with the population of 20 million people being in Southern California, the way the wine country is growing, adding wineries, I feel that in 10 to 20 years, we might be on the map as one of the best places in all of America to go and vacation and wine taste. What's that going to do? Well, it's probably going to drive home prices, just like Napa. So always keep that in the back of your mind. I really do, again, think that Temecula is going to be one of those towns or one of those cities in California that people start to recognize and go and vacation. Okay guys, now to the cons. Number one, obviously people talk about it, especially if you're coming from another state, traffic. You know, from 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 6 or 7, yeah, it's not fun. In the mornings, getting to work, yeah, it's not fun. If you are planning to purchase a home here in Temecula, be strategic on where you purchase it. An example would be if you're driving north, buy in the north part of Temecula, because you will cut off probably 20 minutes of your drive just missing the traffic. If you're driving to San Diego, I suggest you look at South Temecula. Again, you're gonna cut drive time by 20-25 minutes just on the freeway. Also, there's lots of communities in Temecula that are close to the 15 freeway. Make sure that if you are commuting, you get closer to the freeway. So those are just some tips, but definitely some cons about buying a home in Temecula. A few other cons of buying a home in Temecula is the expense of the home compared to the rest of the United States. I call it a pro because I was comparing it earlier to other areas of Southern California, but if you're coming from Ohio, or Michigan, your jaw is going to drop in what home prices cost here. So definitely you have to do your research before coming here. Make sure that you understand what rents and what home prices actually are, especially if you're coming from other states in the United States. And then you have gas prices. Everybody talks about gas prices here in Temecula. You know, they're probably going to be anywhere from $1 to $1.50 more than any other state, maybe besides New York in the country. And then finally, taxes. Obviously, everybody again talks about California and the taxes that we have to pay to live in this place. Even though I don't mind because it's beautiful, those are some of the negatives or cons if you were to buy a home here. Okay, finally, I wanted to point out, for anybody thinking of buying a home here in Temecula, be aware that generally speaking, the newer the home, the more you're going to pay in tax on that home. So if you buy a home, let's just say that was built in 2010, you're going to have Melrose tax, you're going to have special assessments, and you're going to have HOA. So it really adds up to your payment each month. I have many communities that I've talked about in other videos of low tax areas in Temecula, so you should check them out. I'll actually even put a link right here of a few of them. So just look up here or here, wherever it is, and check out that video as well. Thank you for joining us today. If you like Temecula, if you're thinking of moving to Temecula, subscribe to this channel. We do a ton of content showing you the area. I'm a licensed broker with Greenleaf Real Estate. My wife is a licensed certified residential appraiser. We have you covered. All the information for us is in the description. Give us a call. We'll answer any question, not only about the housing industry, but anything about the area you need answered. So thanks again, and until next time,